E, hi, I'm the problem. It's me. That's actually something my wife wish I would say more. Ain't that right, Cuddles?
That's right.
Special episode. Cuddles is in the house. It is the Monday after Easter. Frank's not here because he's still waiting for Jesus to rise. And J Sabs is not here because she was picked up trespassing at an old folks' home. So we got some issues behind the scenes of the podcast. But Cuddles is here. That's all that matters. Cuddles.
Aw,
We've got a
yes.
confused Joe Biden on the podcast.
No way. Shocker.
We've got a newly single Taylor Swifter.
Oh, God.
Speaking of
Okay.
shockers, Succession, final season.
So good. So good.
Episode 3 was unbelievable. We're going to talk about it. There will be some spoilers. We will warn you when we get up to the Succession topic in case you want to skip out on it. The Dalai Lama is freaking me out, and somebody who always freaks me out showed up again, and that is Prince Andrew. And that, my friends, is a podcast. Cuddles, how are you?
I am fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you for being here in the midst of our podcast, which is falling apart for religious and old people trespassing reasons. Appreciate that.
Well, yeah, I get it. It's okay. Cuddles to the rescue.
Somebody has to rescue Joe Biden because honestly, we are in a lot of trouble. If we get to a point where our only two choices in the next election are Joe Biden and Donald Trump, I just don't know if I'm going to make it. I don't know if the country's going to make it. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I am just not sure about anything anymore when it comes to these two. So Joe Biden was on the Today Show. They did a special little segment with Al Roker, who, good to see him back in action after he was dealing with some medical issues. And Al Roker, being his cutesy little Today Show self, was trying to get Joe Biden to break news and asked Joe Biden if he was going to be, running again. He did it in a cutesy kind of way. He was basically saying this is a wonderful, because he was at the Easter egg hunt, that they do at the White House. And he was like, you want to break some news here. This is a great event. Are you going to be at more of these Easter egg hunts? Are you going to run for president again? Because he hasn't announced yet. And Joe Biden, in his state of utter confusion, his normal state, said this. Well, here, I'll play the exchange for everybody. Here you go. Take a listen to this.
At least 3 or 4 more Easter egg rolls.
At least 3 or 4 more.
Maybe 5.
Maybe 5.
maybe 6.
So
what the hell?
Are you saying that you would be taking part in our upcoming election in 2024?
Well, I'll either be rolling an egg or being the guy who's pushing them out.
Come on, help a brother out. Make some news for me.
I plan on running out, but we're not prepared to announce it yet.
All right. Well, it's so nice. Thank you for having us up here.
So he says, I'm running now, but we're not prepared to announce it yet. That is the announcement. I don't know if you know this, but if there's a camera on you attached to a microphone broadcasting to the country, that's an announcement.
Yeah. Aren't there some laws, elder laws against this?
This is elder care abuse.
Cruelty.
As far as I'm concerned.
This is what I think this is what that is. And I'm if anyone else wants to help him, I'll join you, because I feel like this poor man, let him fucking retire and live out whatever he has left of his life. Leave him alone. Just let him go back to Delaware, wherever he goes.
Just leave him alone. Let him have some soup in the afternoon and put on his soap operas and ride out his final days.
He's not really good with steps, so let's get him a one story. If DeSantis didn't hate him, or if he didn't hate DeSantis, I would be like, hey, move to Florida. There's a lot of one-story houses there, a lot of nice weather. Just go, retire.
It's retirement.
Great grandpa by now?
I mean, I don't even know. This, by the way, it was a 3-minute interview. I watched all of it. I'm sparing everybody from seeing it. He was unbearable. It was so hard
Oh.
to watch him. And this isn't left bashing. This is just like, let's all be honest with each other, call it like we see it. This poor man is just, it's weekend at Biden's at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of. I feel bad. I feel
Yes.
bad. Like that's so wrong. Like just let it. Oh God.
Yeah, like I'm not going to dip into the Sleepy Joe thing like Trump likes to do, but I mean, he was out of it the entire interview. And I know he has a stutter before people run me down for that. I'm aware of his stutter, but I mean, he barely got any legible.
Like, did he make or like any like cohesive sentences?
Not many.
Okay.
Not many.
I think our president should be able to put a sentence together.
Yeah. Well, there's not many that we've had that have actually been able to do that.
I know. I should take that back.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not
We're
been
in
many.
trouble.
And I'll tell you how you know it was bad. Because he does break the story, and when they go back to the studio, the studio, like it was Carson Daly and Savannah, whoever, I forget who's there now. They're all like, "Oh, okay, well, well, kind of breaking some story." Like they were so delicate about it because they felt so bad that he literally.
Yeah, but I don't think maybe they didn't like believe him. Maybe they were like, yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I mean, nobody
He's
thinks
just
talking about.
like.
Yeah, it's horrific. It's horrific.
It's just downright mean to him now.
Yeah. Now, listen, I stand by this. We are better off than where we were last time out. And I know the right people don't like to hear that. But the truth of the matter is we are slightly changing horses midstream here was the move. But honestly, and I mean this, I can't see having this rematch is a rematch that usually when there's like a huge boxing match, everybody wants a rematch. I don't know if anybody really wants a rematch of Biden Trump 2024.
Well, they better come up with two other people.
I know.
I don't know. The pool doesn't look too good.
No, it's easier on the Republican side because DeSantis is like the heir apparent, right? Like he has a genuine chance at crippling Trump.
Yeah.
Biden, no, they're not going to put anybody up against Biden. You know.
Why not?
Because they'll always go with the incumbent. They will never ever. I mean, which again, behind the scenes, I would be like lobbying, be like, "Hey, it's time for you to go and let's move somebody else in here." But publicly, if the incumbent wants to run, you basically can't really stop them.
I always thought it was really horrible and mean when people were like, "Oh, we should give him like one of those like tests to see if he's okay." But now if they're gonna be like, "Oh, he's running again," I'm gonna be like, that motherfucker needs to be tested. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he does.
After hearing him talk for like the last 2 years, I'm like, yeah, no. I don't trust that. And I'm not meaning it, I don't mean it in a mean way because I just feel like, they're using him. And he's an older man that deserves to sit back, relax, and enjoy retirement and not be running the United States.
Not being propped up like Weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah, no. Because they're not even, at least Bernie stayed up, but that was because he had really good support. I feel like they just let him flail. They just let him go, Biden. Yeah. I'm like, all right, come on. Where's Jill? Dr. Jill, get in place.
She was there, believe me. She was standing right there trying to answer most of the questions if she could. I'm okay with her running. I'll be honest with you too. I'm okay with somebody else running the government and him just being the figurehead. I am okay with it. But that structure cannot survive another Trump campaign. Like, there's
No.
just no way. And I say this with all the love in the world for my Democrat friends, but there's just no way the people, the undecideds in the middle, look at Trump and Biden and go, Biden's our guy. And that speaks volumes, because Trump has shown zero capability
Yep.
to be a competent leader. Zero.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
did you see his Easter, his Happy Easter thing?
No, I didn't want to ruin mine, so I didn't want to.
Trump acts like a jealous, I have to say it this way, this isn't sexist, this is just my experience, jealous ex-girlfriend. Okay? For some people, it'll be a jealous ex-boyfriend. I'm just saying, the way I go through life, it's a jealous ex-girlfriend in my particular case. But he seems like a jealous ex when he says, and I quote here, "Happy Easter to all, including those that dream endlessly of destroying our country because they are incapable of dreaming about anything else. Those that are so incompetent, they don't realize that having a border and powerful wall is a good thing. And having voter ID, all paper ballots, and same-day voting will quickly end massive voter fraud. To all those weak and pathetic rhinos, radical left Democrats, socialists, Marxists, and communists who are killing our nation, remember, we will be back." That is not a Happy Easter.
No, like what happened? Like when you do like, oh, hey, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Why can't, like, keep it short and simple, stupid?
Yeah.
Like, that's it. Happy Easter. Thank you, God. Because, like just something like that. You don't have to get into all of that. He does. He sounds like a jealous, bitter ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, he totally does.
Ugh.
And it's like wishing happy whatever to your ex. But like, I hope you have a great Easter, and you choke on the eggs with your new boyfriend. It's like
Oh God, he's such a hater.
It's such a hater.
He's salty. Go away.
He did get Melania back though. Did you see Melania showed up for Easter brunch?
Really?
Yeah, she was there for Easter brunch. They had brunch together at Mar-a-Lago. She was dressed very nice. He was in his typical suit. There were people. I'd say it's got to be awkward to be them. You're sitting there, you're trying to have your little meal, and you just know that like everybody in the room is staring at you and sneaking photos of you, and like.
No, the people that are there love him. They think he's like a cult leader. He's like
I'm saying, but it's got to be awkward for them. It's like you just want to go eat. Like imagine if we went to go eat, and people like 6 tables were just staring at you.
He loves that. He loves that. I don't think was Barron there.
No, it was just the two of them.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't seen Barron in quite. So Barron's the only one who's really been missing, which is understandable because
he's young. He's still
kid.
Like, what is he, like 15, 16?
Yeah, I don't know.
7 feet tall.
He's 9 feet. Barron was there, but his head was sticking up above the roof. That's why
we didn't see it. Yeah, we didn't see it. We thought it was just a pole. Poor kid.
He's like.
Could you imagine?
Barron looks like when the kids are in those little tight cars where their heads stick out of the top.
Oh God. What was she wearing? I didn't see what Melania was wearing.
She was wearing a white.
Ooh.
Let me see. I just said a color. I know.
I know. I'll give it to her. I always liked her how she dressed.
She was wearing a white blouse with a purple floral pattern on it. Very classy.
Oh, very, very, very Easter, very festive.
Yes. If from page 6, it says they could be seen conversing as Melania leaned in at times to speak with him. Now, I don't know if that, again, I don't want to be digging too much into this, but if you're just leaning in at times to have a conversation, doesn't sound like a fun brunch. Like you and I just had dinner and we talked the whole entire time. We didn't just like occasionally speak to each other.
Yeah, but maybe I mean, like, I know that like you can lean in with a smile and be telling that person, I really fucking hate you.
Yeah, that's
so we don't know what that like. I do that a lot because you annoy me.
Fair.
So she could have been like leaning in to talk and been like, how much more time do I have to sit here with your fucking ass? Like, like really like not wanting to be there.
Yeah. In one of the shots, he's holding his phone. Like, so he's on the phone. He's like holding the phone and she's leaning in to talk to him. which is like, just put the phone there. I mean, look, listen, I know this is good for him, and I know he likes the pub and the social media things, but if that were me, I'd be like, hey, no phones in the Mar-a-Lago dining room.
Yeah, I
Like,
would not want to be the center of attention.
no.
I don't like, not that I don't like people. I don't like that attention. I don't like, I don't,
And for people who will never get this, which we will never get this either, but I'm just saying, like, judge it. It equates to when you get married and you're sitting at that one little table and, and like everybody is just staring at you. Like, remember how much we hated that?
Do you remember I didn't even want to walk into the wedding?
No, you
I didn't want to walk in. I did not want that music and to walk in and like I don't like that.
We didn't really want to get married, from what I recall.
Not really.
Next topic. Taylor Swift. Speaking of not wanting to get married, this poor young lady. Taylor called it quits with her boyfriend of 6 years.
Shit. 6 years. Damn.
Yeah. What's the problem here? I know it's easy to make the joke it's her, but
it's just like her song said, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
Yeah, but I can't help but think that this guy is a problem, because if this were me, I would bend and mold my life to supporting Taylor Swift.
Why?
Just because, like, if you were racking in Taylor Swift money, I would just do whatever you said. I don't understand whether I would dedicate my life to making sure your every need was met.
You'd be dedicating your life to being a song, everything you did being made into a song?
Yes. I would sign up for it.
She looks like she's annoying. She looks like she can be irritating. Very, yeah. I like her music, but I could understand like her and then like all the Selena Gomez and the Bieber chick and the Kendall, like all of them, they just look like they're really annoying people. So I can understand.
No, I'll give you that. I will give you that. But I'm still saying, knowing all of that and the diva-ish personality and everything, I would still just be like, whatever you say, sweetheart. I am here for you. I don't exist but to please you. That would be me. I don't understand why any guy, like, what is this guy? This guy is an actor, Joe Alwyn.
I've never heard of him before.
Thank you. Here's how you can tell he's a loser. He's a British actor. Okay. When you're if you're just an actor, like, when's the last time you heard anybody call Michael Caine a British actor? Like, he's just an actor. British actor means you're doing some shit in an off-Broadway London production somewhere that nobody fucking ever heard of. Okay. That's what that shit means. I would just give it all up. I'd be like, I don't need to act. You know what I need to do? Carry your guitar into the arena so that you can fucking be ready to perform in front of a sold out crowd, and we can get that extra house on the island that I liked. That would be the move.
No, she looks like those kind of women that, like, she has her money, you have your money, they're never going to mix. Like, she worked hard for hers, she doesn't give a shit. She's not going to domesticate him or whatever. So no, it doesn't work like that with her.
No, if this is me, I am poking a hole in the condom the second chance I get.
Oh God.
And I'm going to be like, this is our love. This is our miracle baby. And I'm going to be here. I'm going to be Mr. Mom to raise this miracle baby. I'll carry the baby and your guitar case into the arena, and so you can perform, and we're all good.
No.
I'm not worried about who's gonna hire me for acting. Who's gonna hire Joe Alwyn to fucking star? And guy is a shittier looking version of Harry Styles. Just look at Harry Styles. He's already made it with your fucking face. There's just no way you're making it. Just be happy being Mr. Taylor Swift and make a nice life for yourself. I don't understand it.
You're in a mood today. You are such a grump.
I don't understand. Like, I agree with you. She is difficult, but even still, I would be like, no problem. Whatever you need, Miss Swift. I would call you Miss. I would call you Miss Swift if you were making Taylor Swift money. I don't want to blow up
True.
your
And
spot.
her tour is going to make her hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Like hundreds of millions. That's where
Yeah.
they make all their money. So she's going to be rolling in that dough.
Hell yeah. She is annoying though. I saw a clip of her trying to talk to her father or her manager about, I forget if it was coming out against Trump or what to say during some of the election. And she was just like, and they were like, don't get political. Like everybody loves you. Like, and she was like, I have to be on the right side of it. She was very passionate, which I can appreciate. But even still, I was kind of on her dad and her manager's side. Like nobody fucking needs you to come out.
No, they feel like they're always saving the world.
Yes.
They're saving the world. It's like you're not saving the world. Let's be realistic here.
Like like the only influence you're really gonna have is over 13-year-old girls, and they can't fucking vote anyway, so it doesn't make a difference.
Nope, exactly. Because the only people that can afford your fucking tickets are young kids because their mothers and fathers are buying the tickets for gifts for them.
Agreed. The Dalai Lama, we're gonna end on Succession. The Dalai Lama. Did you see this weirdo video?
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
he's doing whatever the Dalai Lama does, one of the Dalai Lama Trump rallies, and he's up there and a kid asks him a question and he tells the kid asks if he can hug him. So the kid comes over and he wants to like touch heads, and then he kisses the kid on the mouth, and then he sticks his tongue out and tells the kid to suck my tongue.
Ew.
And the crowd like awkwardly laughs, and he issued an apology later, but it's time to put the Dalai Lama wherever we're going to put Joe Biden, because it is just weird to be in a room filled with adults and tell a 9-year-old boy to suck your tongue.
Yeah. Does the Dalai Lama have like PR team? Like, how did he know all this was going on?
I don't know.
Isn't he like a spiritual person? I don't know. I don't know. But that is kind of weird. That grosses me out. And no one's like was like, "Hey, maybe you should like step back." That's why I don't let anyone near my kids.
Yeah, it was awkward crowd laughter. Like, I don't know what to do laughter. It was, I mean, there is literally no difference from the Dalai Lama and the guy from Subway. What was his name? Steve?
Yeah, now I'm weird. I didn't know about the tongue thing. I knew about the kiss thing, which was like ew, but now the tongue.
It's a weird. Listen, I know this is some things for couples, and no judgment here, but we're married, and I wouldn't tell you to suck my tongue. And I know that's kind of a normal thing for a husband and wife team to do. But I wouldn't do it. And nor would I be anywhere near telling a fucking child to do that in public. It just seems so wrong.
Ugh. We are getting too comfortable in this world.
Yeah.
Way too comfortable.
That's why I really wish there was some just Jason Bourne type guy out there that would just go out and whack these people without anybody knowing what happened to them, you know?
Yeah.
Suck my tongue. What a weirdo. Speaking of weirdos, Prince Andrew was seen. So now Cuddles and I go to dinner, and what was on? I don't even, entertainment tonight.
I don't know. There were 7 TVs in this place.
Yeah, there's a lot of TVs. So one of the TVs was on, and I just happened to glance over, and it was they were showing the royal family on Easter walking around in their awkwardly not so matching blue attire, and then I see Prince Andrew like crawling out of the darkness of a basement, and I'm like, is that? And then I'm like, is that old footage? Did I just see that wrong? Sure enough, fucking Prince Andrew was walking right behind the king at the like royal family Easter gathering.
That's some fucking nerve.
Coming out of like the church. Yeah. There's the King of England and his fucking alleged pedophile ass brother right behind him on Easter Sunday. I don't know
That's
what's
why
worse.
they don't like Charles. That's why they don't like Charles and that whore Camilla. This is why.
Yeah, you were saying that they get none of the attention, like they're out there doing
Yeah,
things.
Kate and little Louie taking all the attention off of those three sinners right there, taking it off. Good for them. Don't play with Kate and Will and their 3 kids.
It's so strange. Again, you got to know what time it is. Just banish that guy. It's bad enough that the people of the United Kingdom have to fucking pay to support his petter ass. Banish him off into some fucking corner and never let him out publicly ever again. This dope's got him fucking following him on Easter Sunday. I mean, you got to be shitting me.
Yeah. Put them all somewhere. The Dalai Lama, that tongue sucker, and Prince Andrew, all these dirty ass old men.
Yeah. Good point
Send
from
them.
Paul here. Easter is a kid-friendly holiday. There you go. Oh, is this the one where the kids go searching for eggs? I'll be there for that.
I'll dress up as a bunny.
Yeah.
A Playboy bunny.
He wants to play hide the egg with the kids. You know what I'm saying? Can't have that shit going on.
Nope. Not on our watch.
Robin, he's got pockets full of eggs. Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking sicko. All right, that's basically the podcast. The last thing, if you have not watched Succession and you don't want to get a spoiler, now's the time to tune out.
Yeah, this is a big spoiler, so don't, leave now.
Huge
Forever hold your
spoiler.
peace.
Yeah. So we'll give everybody a moment to exit. Don't forget to become a member, though. Join the podcast. $2.99 a month is our lowest membership level. That's less than, I don't even know what you can get for $2.99 anymore in this inflation-filled world. I don't even know if you can get a gas station coffee for that much, but $2.99 you support the podcast for a month. It goes a long way to help us out. We need to get some new members. We have thousands of people watching the show, and we need a lot more members. So make sure you join if you haven't already. That would be great. Link in the description below, and of course at anthonyonair.com. Succession, is this season 4? I forget.
Yes, I believe so. I believe it's season 4.
Season 4. This is episode 3 of the final season. And Cuddles and I settled down to watch it Sunday night. And I don't know if I'm still caught in the wave, but up there with the greatest episodes of Mad Men and The Sopranos, for me at least. I thought this was a wonderful, wonderful episode.
Yes, it was.
Like, I know we're all high and mighty on The Last of Us and episode 3 of The Last of Us. I thought episode 5 was more emotional. I love that show. I think this episode puts Succession in a whole new category of amazing storytelling because of what they were able to accomplish and pull off on this episode.
Yeah, because it was like you didn't believe it was happening. You're like, wait, did it really just fucking happen? Are they telling the truth? Where's Logan? Where is he? Let me see him before I'll believe it. Like, you were like, and then you saw the compression and you're like, okay, all right. Now I get it.
So for those who don't
spoil, I'm not saying it.
No, we're spoiling. We said we gave everybody plenty of time to get out. For those who don't know, Logan Roy, who's the patriarch of the family, he's the patriarch of this family. He runs this company. They have a news division. It's kind of like Rupert Murdoch, but he's also like they own parks and cruise lines and this huge company, all this crazy shit. And for years and years and years, it's like which one of his shitty kids are going to take over, and they always fight, and he plays them against each other, and he does all this stuff. And here comes episode 3, final season. Nobody sees it coming. He's in a scene where he's conning one of his kids into doing his bidding for him by firing one of his oldest workers. And then the next thing you know, the kids get a phone call that the dad is sick on an airplane. And you're like,
really sick.
like, is he? Yeah. And they're like, is this? And the way they shot it is they literally do not show you Brian Cox, who plays Logan Roy. They do not show you for what would you say, Cuddles? Another 10 or 12 minutes?
Yeah, and they never really do like you never get like his face, his full face looking at him. You're like, "Oh my god, that's Logan." You never get that.
Mm-hmm.
They give you one where like they're shooting and you see kind of like him from his head to his feet. So his feet are far away and his head is close. So even there, you don't 100% know that it's him.
Yeah, so you don't believe it when the call comes in because he's the kind of guy that would set this up. And then, as Cuddles just said, you kind of get these weird shots and you're kind of like, oh, I still don't know if this is real. And then it's like 20, 25 minutes after you first hear he's dead or he's dying. They're performing. He's had a heart attack on a plane. They're performing, chest compression on him. Like 25 minutes after you first hear that, you're kind of like, oh shit, I think he's really dead. I think this is really it. And
at one point we were like, wait, at one point you and I were both like, oh, he's coming. He's going to like, doesn't matter that they're doing chest compressions. He's going to sit up because he's got like 9 lives and he's going to be like, I'm okay. But then they pull out the big mamma jamma and they start shocking him.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay. I'm like, he's dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's dead.
And then like you're in denial, then you're watching the kids be in denial. Like it's the way the whole thing unfolds. It's like, I don't know if we've ever seen a show kill off their main character in the 3rd episode of the final season. Like that's a ballsy move, but they pulled it off with just.
It was done great.
So great. It was so great how it all happened. I just was blown away by the whole thing. And then like it was just so unceremonious and it was so like real life where it's like it wasn't like a TV setup where it was like everything just fits perfectly and of course he would die giving a fiery speech to the some bullshit like that. No, he just goes to the bathroom on the plane and comes out and collapses. Like
no, they heard a noise. Remember, they heard a noise.
Oh, that's right.
The stewardess had a key, and she opened the door. And this poor girl is like doing chest compressions. They said for like 30 minutes on him because they have to do it for at least 30. And that's it. This poor girl.
Yeah, I know the whole thing. It was just crazy. And then you watch the kids who don't know what to do. Which was basically the whole knock on them from the get-go that they couldn't function without the father, and it's just everything was just done so delicately. And it's funny because Cuddles and I we listened to they have a episode, they have a show podcast where they recap everything, and even they were saying the guy who directed the episode was kind of like it felt disrespectful to show the body. He's like that's kind of why we don't really show it a lot because he's dying. And if it was a live event, you wouldn't show somebody dying on the floor. And we felt we had to do the same thing. And you're kind of like, yeah, that's what makes it so unbelievable and so uncomfortable,
It was done really well. All the kids, like, it was amazing to see how, like, they hated him. Like, his kids were getting ready to, like, screw him over, and then they were just like, no, he can't be dying. Like, no, this can't be happening to him.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah, right? Just like how devastated they were. And then there was like, it was like, he's dying, he might be dead already, but they're doing chest compressions, and they were like, we're going to put the phone by his ear so you guys can say, like, telling the kids you can say something. Say your goodbyes or whatever, and just the awkwardness that ensues as they just don't know what to say, and they are angry and rightfully so. Like they're right to be filled with anger,
It was good. It was really good.
It was so great. I am terrified to think of what the rest of the season is going to be without Brian Cox because he really was. So, I mean, that whole cast is great. How great was Shiv when her
Yeah.
voice cracks and everything, and
Oh, so good.
so heartbreaking.
I know. It was so believable. Like I
Yeah,
felt like I lost someone that I loved.
yeah.
And then like I was a part of the family. Like you felt for the kids. You were like, "Oh shit."
Well, you know what we didn't realize too until they pointed it out to us afterwards in the podcast was there's a moment in the middle of the episode, like 10 minutes in, when this all starts to happen, which all then begins to happen in real time. You know, like on these
Yeah.
scripted shows, they cut all the time, but in this, they kind of just drop you in and you don't really understand what's happening until you realize, oh no, everything the last 10 minutes have been all real time 10 minutes. Like this is everything that is happening in the exact amount of time it would really be happening, you know?
Yeah.
So crazy
It's
good.
rough. I'm so upset that it's their last season. Why do all the good shows have to be canceled?
I know. Well, they decided to end it. It was the creators who decided
Why?
to end it. Right? They just thought it was time. It was naturally time. Well, the weird thing about this is the show is called Succession, right? So it's all about who's going to take over. In the original plan, when they cast Brian Cox, he was supposed to die in the first season.
Oh, I don't think that would have been good.
Yeah, so the whole series was going to be about how the kids managed to go on without
Yeah.
him. But Brian Cox was so damn good that they decided to rewrite the damn thing so that he could stay on the show, and that's kind of how we got to where we are. But
He
I think
was.
yeah, but I think we're going to see now what the original intention was for this type of a show.
I know. I'm excited, but I'm gonna miss him. He was like a feisty old bastard.
Yeah, I hope he's still in it. I hope he's in it in flashbacks. Like you got to kind of have him come back and be in flashback sequences.
Yeah. And they're gonna fight because they were like they are gonna go cutthroat. Well, four of them. I mean, but Connor really doesn't want anything to do with the business, but
No,
he
he
just
doesn't.
wants his money. But they're gonna be cutthroat. And I wonder if Shiv is gonna go through with her divorce.
Yeah, because in that moment there, she does kind of lean on Tom, right?
Yeah, yeah. And he was the one that was on the phone, so they have like a special bond from that. I want to see what's gonna happen now.
Mm,
This is gonna
yeah,
be so good.
it is going to be good. Anything else? Any final thoughts on that, or anything else there, Cuddles?
Not really.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's a Monday. We're easing into it.
Yeah.
We got
After the weekend,
Easter.
long weekend.
I mean, come on, am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
Fucking exhausting this Easter. Honestly, I think I'm more tired than Jesus was on the original Easter weekend.
Yeah.
Sure, he came back from the dead, but did he fucking serve antipasto and soup and lamb and ham and rice balls? Right?
Yep.
He didn't do all that shit.
Easter pie and everything.
Pizza
Green
Rustica.
pie.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus. You know, a lot going on.
A lot of sugar, a lot of salt. I'm swollen.
I am very swollen.
My ankles are like cankles right now.
Yeah. Good point, Robin. Thank you. Jesus had 3 days of rest. I haven't had more than 5 minutes.
Nothing. We have not had any rest.
Right? Appreciate that, Cuddles. Appreciate you jumping in here. Thank you as always. You're lovely.
Oh, I had a great time. Thank you for having me.
You are the only podcast co-host I enjoy having sexual relations with.
Well, I would hope so.
That is it for us. We'll catch you guys on the next episode. Don't forget to join and become a member. It is super important for the life of the podcast.
Potato salad.
We'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.
Good night.